Title sponsor.
Parachute Advanced मेरो लागि best.
Rise and shine everyone. Namaste. I am Shreya Karki and this is Chiyaguff. So हरेक एउटा व्यक्तिलाई चाहिँ घाँस, बाँस र कपास बाहेक अर्को एउटा एकदमै महत्त्वपूर्ण चीज जुन चाहिँ एउटा बेसिक राइटमा पनि पर्छ शिक्षा. आज चाहिँ स्पेशली चियागफमा शिक्षाको बारेमा कुराकानी गर्न, एजुकेसनको बारेमा कुराकानी गर्न दुई स्पेशल अतिथि मसँग आउनुभएको छ चियागफमा. एकजना चाहिँ नेपालकै हुनुहुन्छ भने एकजना चाहिँ अस्ट्रेलियादेखि आउनुभएको छ नेपालको एजुकेसन सिस्टमको बारेमा कुराकानी गर्न र स्पेशली युथहरूलाई चाहिँ कसरी चाहिँ इम्पावर गर्न सकिन्छ थ्रु एजुकेसन भनेर चाहिँ कुराकानी गर्न आउनुभएको छ. को हुनुहुन्छ होला उहाँ? म उहाँलाई वेलकम गर्छु. त्योभन्दा अगाडि चिया लिएर आउनुहोस्. विल बी राइट ब्याक आफ्टर दिस टु डे. ओके, वेलकम ब्याक आफ्टर द्याट टी ब्रेक. चिया ब्रेक पछि यहाँलाई स्वागत छ. सो मैले अघि नै भनिहालेँ आज चाहिँ हामीहरू एजुकेसनको बारेमा, शिक्षाको बारेमा र नेपालको समग्र शिक्षा प्रणाली कसरी चलिरहेको छ र उहाँको एउटा प्रोग्राम लिएर आउनुभएको छ, उहाँले एउटा मोटिभ लिएर आउनुभएको छ. त्यो प्रोग्रामको बारेमा, त्यो मोटिभको बारेमा कुराकानी गर्नेछौँ चियागफमा. सो वी हेभ टु गेस्ट. फर्स्ट अफ अल वी हेभ दीपक खड्का, Honorary Consulate General, New South Wales, Australia, र वी हेभ Serryn Regan, a lawyer and educationist, Australia. Allow me to welcome them on Chiyaguff. Tantarang. Namaste.
Namaste.
Welcome to the show. I love your name.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's have some tea first.
Thank you, Shreya.
That's
So-
wonderful. Is it a ilam tea?
Yeah, Ilam tea, special Chiyaguff tea. So is this your first time in Nepal?
Second time.
Second time. What do you like most about Nepal?
I like the people the most.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, the heart of the people is very
Aw.
special.
Okay, so I give a little introduction of yours to our audiences. If you had to describe yourself to our audiences, how would you like to describe yourself?
Great question. Okay, very passionate about people.
Mm-hmm.
Care very much about people
Mm-hmm.
and the development and advance of people in a true way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I found myself in Nepal.
Wow.
By design, I just happened to be here
Uh-huh.
with all of you and it's great.
Wow. Great answer. And you, यहाँको बारेमा केही आफ्नो दर्शकहरूलाई भन्नु पर्यो भने चाहिँ आफूले आफूलाई कसरी डिस्क्राइब गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ?
म सर्वप्रथम थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच. एक सिप चिया पनि ल्याउँछु
Yeah. So we are on Chiyaguff. Chiya is must.
वन्डरफुल.
Yeah.
इट्स ब्युटिफुल. अनि यो चियाले चाहिँ मेरो घाँटी पनि अलि स्मुथ भयो. म दोलखामा जन्मेको मान्छे. नेपालको रिमोट जिल्ला
हजुर.
दोलखामा जन्मेर अहिले म बाहिर बसेको धेरै भयो. हङकङमा 18-20 वर्ष बसेँ. त्यसपछि सिडनीमा बसेर पनि झन्डै 20-21 वर्ष भयो.
ओहो.
मेरो नाम दीपक खड्का हो. म पेसाले इन्जिनियर, सिभिल इन्जिनियर. तर अहिले अस्ट्रेलियामा आम वर्किङ एज ए Honorary Consul General of Nepal to New South Wales र अरू एक दुईवटा स्टेटहरू लाइक नर्दर्न टेरिटोरी र तास्मेनियाको लागि पनि. र त्यो बाहेक त्यो Honorary Consulate-लाई सपोर्ट गर्नलाई आई हेभ अ बिजनेस इन अस्ट्रेलिया. द्याट बिजनेस इज एजुकेसन बिजनेस. म अस्ट्रेलिया गएको चाहिँ वास्तवमा हङकङबाट अस्ट्रेलिया माइग्रेट भएको मेन रिजन चाहिँ मेरो केटाकेटीहरूलाई एजुकेसन दिनुपर्छ भनेर गएको हो. र आई वाज सक्सेसफुल फर द्याट. माई 2 kids, माई डटर एन्ड सन आर एजुकेटेड. त्यसपछि I realized that education is most important because myself I come from Dolkha. Sorry, मैले अङ्ग्रेजीमा नेपालीमा मिसाएँ है. अनि म you know why I'm here is just because of the education.
Yeah.
So I just realized that education is most important thing.
Right.
अस्ट्रेलियामा गएर पनि I went there for my children education, but I not stop there. I was thinking always for the
Nation.
greater children futures.
Wow.
That's why I try to involve in education industry. Before that, I was in construction industry in Hong Kong. So I changed from construction
to education.
Education.
Wow. सो तपाईँले आफ्नो अकुपेसन चेन्ज गरे पनि मेन मोटिभ भनेको चाहिँ एजुकेसन सिस्टम चाहिँ राम्रो हो सबैजनाको लागि भनेर चाहिँ मोटिभ रहेछ
I always believe नेपालमा I'm not undermining. Many people are educated, like yourself, is highly educated
Thank
person.
you.
But we need something like that. You are really, it's a perfect example of education. It's not just IA, BA, पढेर त्यो एजुकेसनले हामीलाई त्यति प्रोडक्टिभ भएन त्यसकारण नेपालमा चाहिँ we need a practical hands in education जसले चाहिँ एजुकेसनले नट ओन्ली गफ गर्न मात्रै नसिकाओस् काम गर्न पनि सिकाओस् that's how we can develop our country भनेर मेरो चाहिँ always I'm into vocational education technical education चाहिँ नेपालमा चाहिन्छ भन्ने पक्षमा
Wow. So I got to know that you are here for a project, especially for the youth. You want to develop youth by the education. Can you tell us more about your project and its objective and motives?
Absolutely. Well, just going on what Deepak just said, it's extremely important that we don't just have education that teaches people knowledge, makes them smart and able to recall lots of things, but not actually able to do anything to truly advance the country. So that's where vocational education is just perfect, because its aim is to prepare people to be ready to work. So job readiness is the key with vocational education.
You want to focus that. So मैले उहाँलाई यही क्वेसन सोधेँ यही क्वेसन यहाँलाई फेरि नेपालीमा आज चाहिँ चियागफ दुईटा कम्बिनेसन भइरहेको छ हाम्रो चियागफमा हामी इङ्ग्लिस र नेपाली दुईटैबाट चाहिँ एन्सर लिइरहेका छौँ र फेरि यही क्वेसन यहाँलाई सोध्न चाहे यहाँहरू कुन प्रोजेक्टलाई यहाँ आउनुभएको हो र यो प्रोजेक्टको उद्देश्य र लक्ष्य के छ
एक्ज्याक्टली मैले अघि पनि यही बारेमा केही हाइलाइट त गर्न कोसिस गरेँ
हजुर
वास्तवमा हामीले चाहिँ नेपालमा भोकेसनल एजुकेसन चाहिन्छ संसारमा हामीले देखेको अहिलेसम्म एडभान्स कन्ट्रीहरू स्क्यान्डिनेभियन कन्ट्रीहरूको कुरा गरौँ या जर्मनीको कुरा गरौँ अस्ट्रेलियाको कुरा गरौँ अमेरिकाको कुरा गरौँ त्यहाँ चाहिँ हाइन्स इन एजुकेसन जब रेडी एजुकेसन द्याट इज मोर भोकेसनल ओरिएन्टेड एजुकेसन अलमोस्ट अस्ट्रेलियामा पनि आई थिङ्क इट्स अराउन्ड 60 to 65% मान्छेहरू भोकेसनल एजुकेटेड हुन्छ त्यसले गर्दाखेरि कन्ट्री हामीभन्दा अस्ट्रेलिया मैले अहिले म अस्ट्रेलियामा बस्दा अस्ट्रेलियाको कुरा गरिरहेको छु अस्ट्रेलिया इज 56 times बिगर देन नेपाल अनि अस्ट्रेलियाको पपुलेसन हामी कहाँ भन्दा 20% कम्ती छ देयर आर अराउन्ड 24 million पपुलेसन being 24 million population अस्ट्रेलिया जस्तो ठुलो ठाउँ 56 times ठुलो कन्ट्री चाहिँ संसारको ओल्ड क्लास कन्ट्री बनाइरहेछन् that is why because they are educated उनीहरूले काम गर्छन् अनि कामलाई डिस्क्रिमिनेसन छैन अनि प्रोपर ट्याक्स तिर्छन् प्रोपरली उनीहरू काम गर्ने मान्छेहरूलाई पनि दे आर प्रोपरली पेड त्यसपछि करप्सन पनि छैन we really need to learn that kind of things म बाहिर बस्दाखेरि जहिले पनि हुने हामीले नेपाल हामीले त्यहाँ त बसिरहेछौँ त्यहाँ त देखिरहेछौँ तर हामी जन्मेको देश हामी बसेको देशलाई why we cannot do that kind of things भनेर मेरो चाहिँ जहिले पनि भोकेसनल एजुकेसन नेपालमा चाहिन्छ भनेर हामीले सोचिरहेका र त्यही बिचमा सेरिनसँग भेटघाट भयो र हामीले नेपालमा मैले त्योभन्दा अगाडि पनि नेपालमा भोकेसनल एजुकेसन डेभलप गर्ने भनेर यहाँ नभएको त होइन जस्तो सिटिभिटीले पनि गर्छ तर अलि आई एम नट अन्डरमाइनिङ एनिथिङ तर अस्ट्रेलियन भोकेसनल एजुकेसन इज रियली वर्ल्ड वाइड रिकग्नाइज र अलरेडी प्रुभ क्वालिफिकेसन त्यो क्वालिफिकेसनलाई नेपालमा गर्न सक्यो भनेदेखि नेपाललाई नेपालीहरूलाई पनि बेनिफिट हुन्छ नेपाललाई पनि बेनिफिट हुन्छ भन्ने हिसाबले गरे अलि हामीलाई प्रोसेसहरू 2-4 वर्ष मैले ट्राई गर्दा रजिस्ट्रेसन प्रोसेसहरूमा अलिकति अप्ठ्यारो ढिलासुस्ती भयो त्यसकारण हामीले अहिले चाहिँ 20 जना विद्यार्थीहरूलाई राम्रो टप 20 स्टुडेन्ट फ्रम डिफ्रेन्ट स्कुल्सहरूबाट लिएर हामीले फ्री पढाइ दिएर उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ हाम्रो इन्टेन्सन धेरै विद्यार्थीहरू धेरै काम गर्ने मान्छेहरू बाहिर गइरहेछन् हरेक दिन मोर देन 1500 पिपल आर गोइङ ओभरसिज ती मान्छेहरूलाई कसरी नेपालमै राख्न सकिन्छ र हामीले अस्ट्रेलियन क्वालिफाइड गराएर इन्टरनेसनल जब हामीले नेपालमै सोर्स गऱ्यौँ भनेदेखि उनीहरूले चाहिँ कमसेकम बाबुआमासँग बसेर घरमा बसेर काम गर्न पायो भनेदेखि रिजनेबल अथवा डिसेन्ट स्यालेरी पाएर काम गर्न सक्यो भनेदेखि बाहिर जाने मान्छेहरूको चाहना घट्छ त्यो कारणले गर्दाखेरि हामीले यो प्रोजेक्टलाई चाहिँ केही गर्न सकिन्छ कि भनेर त्यही प्रोजेक्ट लिएर आएको।
सो एकदमै यहाँले जुन टपिक लिएर आउनु भएको छ र जुन यहाँहरूको चाहिँ अब्जेक्टिभ छ त्यो चाहिँ अहिले नेपालको सिनारीहरू पनि एकदम मस्ट एकदम नेसेसरी चाहिँ प्रोजेक्ट हो यो होइन वी आर ग्ल्याड यु गाइज आर कमिङ अप विथ सच अ ग्रेट थिङ्स सो आई वान्ट टु आस्क यु समथिङ अबाउट एजुकेसन सिस्टम since you are educationist yourself, how do you find Nepal education system? Where are we lacking? What do you think about that?
That's a really great question. I would come back to what Deepak just said before. Why are about 1,000 Nepali people leaving Nepal every day? It says something about the quality of education that's here. And also, this is not a criticism, but when I come here and I have spoken with a number of young people, and what I've seen is a real readiness to work, a commitment, a sharpness in the way that they approach life, heaps of potential, massive potential, and yet that talent is being drained, it's being leaked out of Nepal and going elsewhere. So the question I would have is, well, what's going on with what's being provided here that people think that they have to leave the country in order to succeed? So my mind jumps to what happens in 10 years' time.
Right.
You know, if a lot of people, I mean, thank you for staying. It's fantastic that you're here and all of these people in the studio. But what happens in 10 years' time when so many really bright young people have actually left because they think there's a brighter future for them outside Nepal? Where does the leadership of Nepal go? Where do the corporates in Nepal go? Who's going to lead them? Where are the job opportunities going to be if a lot of the talent has actually left the country? So that to me is unnecessary and it's not good for Nepal.
Right.
Not at all good for Nepal. So we looked at that and we've had many discussions. And if you look at that and you say, well, if that's not good for Nepal, then what can we do about it? So that's where vocational education comes in, because if we can help to prepare young and mature age as well, equally so. But let's start with young people in Nepal to be actually ready to work. If we could help them to be educated in a way that is very, very practical, so they're not just learning theory but don't know how to actually apply it. But if we educate them in a way where they do know how to apply it, so they're actually ready to walk into a job and get going. They're ready to hit the ground and run or fly. That's fantastic. So we have focused particularly on IT because that is, I don't even have to explain it. It's so important to everything we do these days is global. We're all connected, as we were talking about before the show.
Right.
We're all connected and we're all one, really. So digital or IT or the whole technological world is upon us, and communication is instant. It's the way we do business. It's the way we transact. We're all on our phones.
Right.
You can literally do anything from anywhere, including study. So the bounds of having to have a physical campus or the bounds of actually having to have physical face-to-face in anything it's not the only way. Digital and technology are really everything. So if we can start with educating Nepali youth in IT skills so that they are actually ready to start to work in IT, that would be a massive advantage to the country. Because that leak that I spoke about before is very damaging. And it's very undermining of Nepal because Nepal is an incredibly beautiful country. Incredibly beautiful country. There are very few countries that are physically set in the environment that Nepal is set in. It's unique. So there's so much potential here. But as I said before, the people and the heart, there's something very special about this country, and it would be a shame if that was destroyed by people thinking that they need to leave or trying to emulate the West because they think that they're going to have a better lifestyle by changing what is already true about Nepal and trying to copy something else. So we would like to see education implemented here that is very, very practical and actually produces young people or people of any age who are literally ready to work in IT. And what we've seen, do you want me to say more?
No. Okay. You can continue. What you just told me just set me up, because what you told us, after 10 years, what will be the condition of Nepal if everyone is moving and everyone is going other country for the better life or better education, they say. What will be Nepal? How will it be remaining in the upcoming 10 years? This just shook me up, and we'll talk more about this, but after this Chiya break. Sorry, but after this break. Welcome back after that break. We are in between conversation and we are talking about education system. शिक्षाको कुराकानी गरिरहेको छौं र भर्खरै सेरिन जीले जे बोल्नु भयो त्यसले चाहिँ मलाई एकैछिन एकदम सोच मग्न बनायो, because हामी being a youth myself, I haven't even thought about that in that way, the way she did and the way she is so eager to uplift the Nepali youth for education, to make them work here, to make them be where they belong, and to do something for the country. That's something we should praise about you. Thank you so much. So let's continue our talk. So उहाँले भन्नुभयो हैन, उहाँले चाहिँ नेपालको कन्डिसन हेर्दा सबैजना विदेश जाँदै हुनुहुन्छ राम्रो पढाइको लागि। यहाँसँग कुराकानी भएपछि ल नेपालमै के गरौँ भनेर उहाँ अग्री गर्नुभयो हैन। बट इनिशियली यहाँलाई चाहिँ यो टपिक निकाल्नलाई उहाँसम्म पुग्नलाई चाहिँ कतिको टाइम लाग्यो?
वास्तवमा मेरो सुरुदेखि नै मैले भने 40-44 वर्ष विदेशमा छु, तर स्टिल होल्डिङ नेपाली पासपोर्ट। यो भित्र नेपालै छ। त्यसकारणले मैले जहाँ बसे पनि नेपालको बारेमा मैले सोच्छु र हामीले देख्यौं बाहिरतिर यो भोकेसनल एजुकेसनको कन्ट्रिब्युसन नेपाललाई के गर्नुपर्छ, यत्रो धेरै मान्छेहरू बाहिरिरहेछन्। विदेश जानु नराम्रो कुरो होइन, तर विदेशमा गएर हाम्रो ब्रेनलाई उतै ड्रेन गर्ने काम राम्रो होइन। वास्तवमा हामीले धेरै गुमाउँछौँ। त्यसकारणले हामीले त्यो अपर्च्युनिटी यहीँ दिन सक्यौँ भनेदेखि डेफिनेटली एउटा त हाम्रो क्लोज कल्चर, हाम्रो कल्चर पनि इन्ट्याक्ट हुन्छ। हाम्रो एउटा प्यारेन्ट्स, अब हामी सबैजना अहिले मैले धेरै ठाउँमा देख्छु कतिजना मान्छेहरूको घरमा अहिले केटाकेटीहरू छैनन्। हामीले हिजो अलिकति विद्यार्थीहरूलाई इन्टरभ्यू ल्याएको थियौँ, उनीहरू 2-3 जनाहरूले भने त्यो मनै छुने गरी मेरो एकजना मात्रै सिङ्गल मदर अथवा सिङ्गल प्यारेन्ट्स हुनुहुन्छ, म सिङ्गल चिल्ड्रेन, सिङ्गल चाइल्ड एट होम, मेरो बाहिर जाने इन्ट्रेस्ट छैन। इन्ट्रेस्ट भए पनि मेरो प्यारेन्ट्सहरूले एकदमै छोड्नुहुन्न। त्यस्तो स्थितिमा वास्तवमा अब कस्तो दोधार, एउटा त अब धेरै साथीभाइ सबैजना बाहिर गइरहेका छन्, अर्को कुरो यहाँ अपर्च्युनिटी छैन, अनि दे आर क्वालिफाइड, दे आर भेरी स्मार्ट। एक्चुअली द पर्सन वी स्पोक विथ, दे आर भेरी स्मार्ट। तर त्यस्ता मान्छेहरूलाई त्यो देयर इज अ डिलेमा, बाहिर जाने अन्त कहीँ अपर्च्युनिटीको लागि जाने हो कि घरमै बाबुआमालाई हेरेर बस्ने, त्यो स्थितिलाई पनि एड्रेस गर्नको लागि पनि हामीले वास्तवमा नेपालमै केही गर्न सक्यौँ भने हामीले स्मल त्यो इनिसिएसन मात्रै हो। हामीले सबै कुरा हामीले गर्न सक्दैनौँ, तर हरेक सानो रुखको बिरुवा सानैबाट ठुलो रुख हुने हो। त्यसकारणले हामीले चाहिँ के सोच्यौँ भने यहाँ ती विद्यार्थीहरू जो धेरै बाहिर जानुपर्ने बाध्यता छ, त्यो बाध्यतालाई चाहिँ हामीले यहीँ राख्न सक्यौँ भनेदेखि यहीँ त्यही शिक्षा दिएर उनीहरूको मेन उद्देश्य त अब नट ओन्ली एजुकेसन, दे अल्सो फर फाइनेन्सियल माइग्रान्ट, हामीले त्यो पनि बुझ्छौँ। ती मान्छेहरूलाई देशमै बसेर राम्रो पैसा कमाउने अवसर भयो भनेदेखि उनीहरूले जानु पर्दैन भन्ने हिसाबले हामीले चाहिँ यो चाहिँ पाइलट प्रोजेक्ट गर्न खोज्या हो। 20 जना मान्छेहरूलाई हामीले पढाएर अनि उनीहरूलाई फ्रीमा पढाएर त्यसपछि जागिरको व्यवस्था गर्दै त्यसले कस्तो किसिमको इम्प्याक्ट हुन्छ भन्ने हामीले गर्न खोजेको हो।
So how are you planning to educate the people you selected out of many people, 20 people, you have selected 20 students, and how are you planning to educate them? How are you planning to give the quality education you are talking about?
So it will be delivered online, which is wholly appropriate. It's in fact perfect for an IT course because they'll be learning on, like, as they learn, they'll actually be executing what they're learning. So the flexibility is there for them to learn and to practice as they can in terms of other study commitments or work commitments. And then, of course, we'll bring them together for online classes as well, and we can actually interact with them, support them, make sure that they have everything that they need. But the key is for us, we have a lot of experience in IT over many, many years at a very, very high level. And we also have years and years and years, decades of experience in education. So we want to bring all of that to Nepali youth to help them to be educated in the best possible way. Because in the end, what we want to see is how do we actually teach people that they already have everything they need. Wow. That's massive because we don't think like that. We always think that we need to have more. We need to be more.
Right.
What we have naturally ourselves is not enough. So being in my country is not going to be enough. I have to leave because it must be better over there.
Because everyone is leaving.
Everyone's leaving.
Right.
And then it proves, it actually makes it a foregone conclusion. It is going to be better over there if there's no one left here.
Right.
So if there's no future here because all the people have left, thank God you're here and the many others who still are, but you know what I mean.
Right.
What actually happens. So it comes down to we can't actually make people realize that. We can't make them realize. But if we can take a pilot project of 20 people who are not special, they're just putting their hand up. And for us, when we interviewed, we looked at the people who were before us and there were people who just stuck out because they were saying, I want this opportunity. I can see, I can feel what you're actually offering. And I can see that I don't need to actually leave Nepal. I would love to stay here. I love my country. I want to work here. If you can educate me in a way that is truly going to prepare me to be able to work and to have a job in Nepal and not have to leave, then it is a massive yes from me. Yeah. So whenever we saw that, we would just look at each other and say, that person's a yes. Yes. Definitely. Because it wasn't us that said yes, it was them. Yeah. And so we want to take that project. So this is just 20 people. Like I said, they're not special. They just said yes. Yes. So these people who say yes, we take them through the program. Our education is superb. Everything is covered. They will be truly prepared. Wow. And then they come out at the end and we want to do everything we can to get them a job here. So we'll bring everything we can, all our connections, all our expertise to doing that. Then if those people do well and they are working, then they show the rest of Nepali youth, hey, this works. This actually works. We've got 20 people who can say, I'm so glad I didn't leave because my life is amazing. And I already had everything I needed. All I needed to do was realize that I could stay here and I could have an incredible life. Right. It's great. Yeah. So that's where the 20 then grows into an opportunity for as many Nepali youth as want to take it up. So it's limitless. What we have is limitless.
Wow. So यहाँहरूले त्यो 20 जना जुन स्टुडेन्ट अहिले हुनुहुन्छ पुगिसक्नुभयो 20 जना?
We are still in the process. We wanted to get another session of interview on Tuesday because we like to select really interested ones. Some people, they're really willing to go overseas. We are not interested to provide this this program to them. So we are bit really looking for somebody who are interested to
stay in Nepal and
work in Nepal. I just wanted to change the topics, not change the topics, but I like to in this opportunity I like to tell that Nepalese youth are so energetic, so smart. Example like people working in Australia, living in Australia, they are doing exceptionally good. That means what I wanted to tell you here is that if they have the same opportunity here, those people will be so much of asset for the country. True. I feel so sad that our so smart brains are already overseas. I only see in Australia. There are so many in the US. Right. Europe, everywhere. Those are doing exceptionally. For me, I can confirm those people living in Australia, they are doing exceptionally good. They have a really
Working, they are having good education, everything.
Even if they are working for somebody, the employer are so happy. They are very smart, very dedicated, and very good. And they are doing very, very smart. Smart talents people are there. So why we cannot keep those people here? Because we don't have enough opportunity. So we really need to create. Somebody need to create an opportunity.
And you guys are the one.
We are just igniting this. The many people will do it. We are not restricting ourselves. This need to be done in a greater way, bigger way.
So this is just starting?
Just starting, yes. And also, if this program, actually, even if they like to go overseas, for example, I'm just talking example in Australia, because I live in Australia. Those people, if they do the diploma in information technology, whatever we are teaching here, these 20 people, and we will continue this one. Those people, if there's, we cannot stop people moving in this 21st century.
True.
For that, they will be ready. If they go to Australia with a diploma in information technology on their hand, if they like to continue for their bachelor degree, they can get 1 year credit. So they can finish their bachelor degree in 2 years. 2 years. So they can save the money, spending. If you like to spend 1 year in Australia, minimum you need to spend around $30,000 to $40,000. Whereas they can, for peanuts, they can stay here.
Right.
And even if they like to go after this diploma, or if they have Australian qualification on hand, once they arrive in Australia, they don't need to find the 3D job. Where is the kitchen hand? Where is the cleaning things?
They can get a proper job.
They can get a proper job. Once they get a proper job, they have a proper revenue. And they can support their education. So, and also the country retain those money for 1 year of the expenditure. They can retain here. It's not only this. This is the direct benefit. The indirect benefit, if the other country, if this is word of mouth, if this program is successful, the country, neighboring country, all the Asian country people, they will come to. They definitely prefer to come to study in Nepal, and then it would be stepping stone to further study in Australia. So at least we can get some money from other country. That would be revenue. Australia, it generated around $50 to $60 billion from exporting education. So if we can retain part of it, or if we can get student from the neighboring country, or even from South Africa, we can give very cheap education, cheap living expenditure, but the quality education from here. That would be the great.
Yeah. So if you want the change, be the change भन्ने यतिकै भने हैन उहाँहरुले चाहिँ एउटा साच्चै नै एउटा मोटिभ लिएर आउनु भएको छ, जुन चाहिँ धेरै नेपाली युथलाई चाहिँ जति पनि क्वेशन मार्कमा बसिरहनु भएको छ, व्हाट नेक्स्ट भनेर उहाँहरुलाई चाहिँ एउटा राम्रो आन्सर हुन सक्छ. हामी अझै कुराकानी गर्ने छौं, but before that, let's go for a break. Welcome back after the break. यहाँ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ चियागफ र आज चाहिँ चियागफमा स्पेशल एजुकेसनको बारेमा कुराकानी गर्नको लागि उहाँले एउटा क्याम्पेन रन गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ, त्यसको बारेमा डिटेल गफाफ गर्दै छौं. Welcome back again.
Thank you.
Okay, so out of all the subject, why did you choose IT?
IT is the way of the future, but it's already upon us. So if anyone is going to be prepared to actually work in the way that business is run today, they have to have IT skills, which means even if they don't want to be a software developer or engineer or anything like that in the technological field, they are going to have people within the same business who actually can do that.
Okay.
So pretty much every single industry needs to have IT professionals.
Right.
Yep. Or they need to be able to outsource to IT contractors who can provide that service. So at the moment, a lot of companies worldwide are sourcing their IT needs from places like India, Eastern Europe, and others as well. But a lot of it comes from there. So India has done so well with IT. They're really brilliant. They have really lifted their country to become very well known for IT skills.
Right.
Which has also been affordable to a lot of global companies who then go to India for their IT needs. But India has raised the level so much for their country in terms of the level of skills that they can offer that now I think it's the largest 6 or the top 6 tech companies globally have a CEO from India. That's massive.
Right.
So India goes up, then there's a gap. So what happens under here? There's still a need for those IT skills to be provided. What if Nepal can have its youth be educated to a level where they are absolutely ready to go? They're ready to work. They've got the skills.
Right.
They've been educated properly. That's where we come in. We look after that part. And as Deepak has said, there'll be others. But that is absolutely key, because if the world can learn that there is a source of credible IT professionals that are truly an alternative to other countries that are offering the same, coming in underneath, not to try and supersede or dispose of what India is doing or anything like that. It's not about that, but actually coming in and saying, well, we're offering this as a viable alternative, then that would be incredible for Nepal. So
True.
it's a long-term vision, if you like, but it starts now because the need for IT skills is everywhere.
Right. True.
And it is now, and it's only going to grow.
Right. IT is literally ruling over the world right now, and it's connecting people.
Yep.
And everyone needs to have proper information about IT to have a sustainable life, as they say at current moment, right? So, अघि यहाँले पनि भन्नुभयो हैन, हामीले 20 जना त सुरुवात मात्रै हो, बिस्तारै बिस्तारै चाहिँ हामी बढ्दै गर्छौं, अझ जान्छौं भनेर हैन. सो यो हुन्छ नि स्टुडेन्ट्सलाई, अब कति जना अहिले हेरिरहनु भएको छ होला हामीलाई हैन, कति जना नेपालमै बस्न मन छ, बट देन साथीले गर्दा केले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ दे आर willing to go outside the country for a better education, for better life, because social media is there. Everyone is posting their highs, no one is posting their lows. So everyone wants to have that life. They are posting in social media. So त्यही भएर पनि मान्छे एकदम जान खोजिरहेको छ, बाहिर गएर पढ्ने, काम गर्ने, इन्डिपेन्डेन्ट हुने भनेर हैन. अब यहाँले चाहिँ यही टाइममा मान्छेले रोकिदैन, नेपालमै बस्ने एउटा वातावरण मिलाउन कोसिस गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ, अल्टरनेटिभ प्रोसेस ल्याउँदै हुनुहुन्छ. कतिजना स्टुडेन्टले आज हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ जसलाई नेपाल साँच्चीकै बस्न मन छ, इफ उहाँलाई चाहिँ यहाँसँग रिच आउट गर्नु पर्यो, यहाँको क्याम्पेनमा जोइन गर्नु पर्यो भने चाहिँ कसरी चाहिँ जोइन गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ होला?
Definitely, they can contact me as well. तर त्यो भन्दा पनि बढ्ता I don't know, maybe to be limited. मलाई कन्ट्याक्ट गर्दाखेरि लिमिटेड होला. We have an office in Kathmandu. That in near future we will put it in maybe social media or media or through you, so that they can contact. At the moment, if somebody like to contact, they can contact me. We are taking some more students on Tuesday. If they contact me, I can maybe. We not guarantee you, because we are only taking 20 students at the moment for free education
Right now.
Right now, but in future we can provide this one.
And that's actually actually going to be immediate, because the 20 free places is really about building awareness in Nepal that this is available and that people don't have to leave. So we use those 20 people to show Nepali youth that they literally don't have to leave.
Right.
So it's an awareness building program, but at the same time, the program is open for enrollments, and we are making sure that it's very, very affordable, a complete fraction of what people would have to spend if they went to Australia or anywhere else, so that they are making a small investment relatively, which is an investment in their future, in their career, in their families, so that they can actually stay here
and work from here.
Correct, and work from here. That is so important. And that's where also you asked about why IT.
Right.
Because with IT, they literally can work from anywhere.
Right.
So they'll do the course from here, but we will offer it. We will deliver it from Australia, but because it's online, it's showing them.
You will provide job
here.
also online? You'll
Yeah.
keep the
course
course
will be
also
online.
online.
Correct.
Wow.
Which is the way that they will then be working. So they're being trained in that environment. And then they'll be able to work for a company either in Nepal or literally anywhere in the world.
Right.
And they'll be able to work from home or from an office environment, whatever is needed in the situation. And we will support wherever we can. We're very committed to this. So it means that literally they are opening a doorway to being successful in working in IT from here.
Right. So you don't have to get worried about your future for a proper job or proper education. You can get everything here. It's just one call away from you guys.
We try. We cannot guarantee for all the jobs and all everything.
But you are at least
But
trying your level best.
we will definitely try to get matching job for them. The training we are providing them is a job ready training. And that would be, because the differences there is this, in Australia, if you really like to design any courses that need to be approved from the industry, you need to have industry consultation. So all the program will be industry related, industry approved program, so that the student they learn, it will be perfectly fit into their industry.
Exactly. Everything we do is at the leading edge of industry. So it's not only where industry says the training in IT needs to be now, but it's got such close connections with the IT industry over a long period of time that we educate to where the industry is going next.
Okay.
So people are very, very prepared. So our job is to make sure that they are ready to work at a level that employers will look at and say, that is amazing.
Yeah.
That is absolutely amazing. We want those workers. In fact, we only want those workers. So can we have more graduates, please?
That's great. I like that.
Yeah.
So we are almost running out of time. Thank you so much for coming here in a short notice. I literally loved having Chiyaguff with you. It's Chiyaguff.
Same
Tea
here.
time.
Same here.
Likewise.
So we are at the end of our program. At last, anything you want to say to our audiences? Last message? Anything?
I would like to say that the commitment of Nepali youth that I've encountered here is something very, very special. It's something to be nurtured and valued. And if we can support that, and I know that we can, then that's everything.
Yeah, for me, it's actually what I really like to give advice to those students try to go overseas. I have no hesitation. They should go. They should learn. There's no problem. But wherever, if it is possible, if they can have opportunity, they should do in-house in the country itself, and then be mature and go learn overseas and come back home.
Utilize
time. Sometimes traveling give you not only education, also give you great exposure. That is really good things. They can do both, but they should not forget. They should come back home. Hold the passport like me, 43, come back home.
Right.
I always used to tell that I like to die in Nepal. But before die in Nepal, I need to do something. I need to contribute to the country, not only come to die in Nepal. I need to make my cheetah strong by myself. I need to contribute something. That's why I really like to.
Yes, I had an amazing time with you guys. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching us. Hope you had a nice time like we did. With that note, I'm Shreya Karki signing off from the show. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.